Welcome back, y'all. We got episode 4. Mike's on the mic.
Oh, Mike A here.
Mike D here.
What's up, man? How you doing today?
I'm doing great. You know, we made it episode of 4 episodes. Can you believe it?
I know this is fun.
We haven't got any hate mail, death threats, none of that. I think we're doing pretty good.
No, just some constructive criticism.
Yep.
And we're taking it all in.
Yep.
This has been a lot of fun.
Yes, I really enjoyed it. I hope you have all enjoyed it as well, just as much as we have. And yeah, let's just get right into it.
How was your week?
My week was really good. How was yours?
My week was good. One more day to the weekend.
Yeah.
Work, I can't complain about it, but no, it's been good. Last weekend, wife and I went out. It was actually kind of funny. So Friday night we go out with some friends. Mm-hmm. Go out to dinner. Hit up a bar afterwards. No big deal. Our friends had to go home and get back to their kids. Again, no big deal. And Amber and I were like, screw it. We're staying out tonight. We got nothing else to do, right? Yep. So we ended up bar hopping around a little bit. We ended up going to, the bar, the Hub.
Oh, yeah. 21 in Garfield, right?
I don't know what we were thinking.
Yeah, I can't believe that place is still around.
It's actually a really fun bar.
Is it?
Especially in the summertime. But
pretty big inside, if I remember.
It is. Yeah. Well, they have 2 separate sections.
Yeah.
A lot of the times that when we stop in there, whatever, it's they only have one open. In the summer, it's cool because in the back they have bags and the giant beer pong with like the garbage cans set up in the back, and they have a bar out in the back patio.
Yeah.
It's cool. But we get there, and it must have just been youngin' night because we were the oldest people there, and we're only in our mid to late 30s. 21-year-olds everywhere. First of all, kids, they look so young, and I sound like an old man.
Get off
but
my
we're
lawn.
like, yeah, but we're there. I'm like, these kids are 21.
Yeah.
Anyways, we ended up staying there till 1:30 in the morning.
Ooh, look at you.
We were dancing. We were having a good time.
Yeah.
But the old man in me kicked in at 1:30. I was like, we got to go.
Yeah.
Because I'm not leaving when all these 21-year-olds are leaving this bar, and they're all driving
not
crazy.
getting stuck in traffic.
I'm like, we're getting the hell out of here now. Amber's like, but we're dancing. I'm like, I know. I'm sorry, babe. We're leaving now, though. I'm not leaving with everybody else at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Amber's ready to cut a rug a little bit more, and then you're like, nope, we got to get home. I got to watch my program.
My program.
Yeah.
How was your weekend?
The week has been good. The weekend was good. Let's see. Last night, Megan and I finished I think it's season 6, and I'm not gonna lie. I'm not proud to admit this, but you know what? I'm comfortable enough in myself I can admit this. We did watch Love is Blind last night, the season 6 Meet Him at the Altar episode or whatever, and let me just tell you, wow. It's funny. After the show, I told Megan, I says, I feel like I really need to watch like some sort of smart documentary now, just after watching all this nonsense.
Oh, those shows are so bad. We're on Love Island. That's it's bad.
It's a before bad. You can't take your eyes off this stuff. You know what I mean? You can't take your eyes off.
It's such bad TV, but it's like
you're sitting there analyzing like who's going to stay together, and then you're pinpointing everything they say, and then I kind of took a step back. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, if I was on one of these shows, and Megan agreed too, she's like, we would probably lose our mind. You know what I mean? Like these people are kind of keeping it together. I might just lose my mind. And
I don't know where they find half the characters they get on these TV shows.
I'm sure it's just TikTok or whatever, but
garbage TV. But man, it sucks you in. It really does.
It's so funny because like they go through like this whole ordeal of they meet in the pods or whatever, and then they supposedly fall in love. You know what I mean? After a couple sit downs or whatever when they're hammered. And then
I love you, man.
Right, and then they see each other, they pretend to like each other. And then they have to go up to the altar all done up like a real wedding, and then you have no idea if the other person's going to say I do or not. I'm like, this just seems like diabolical. You know what I mean? So
it's not a great way to start a relationship.
No, it's not. And you know what? Let's just move on. But Megan and I, we were kind of getting some laughs last night from that, so we were enjoying that. But let's see what else. My 2-year-old, he is starting to really think for himself. He's starting to do this thing where he likes to rip his pajamas and diapers out of Megan's hand, like she's about to change him, get him ready for bed.
Yeah.
Well, he likes to rip it out of her hands and put it all back because he's not ready for bed yet.
He'll tell you when he's ready for bed.
He will. Oh, he will.
Yeah.
He will. So that's been his new thing. That's kind of funny. and scary. But what else? I got my dirt spinner, my dirt bike back from LeBaron's Power Sports. Big shout out to those guys. They got my suspension all tuned up, and
Well, that will be fun. That's gonna be cool.
Yep.
I got to get back on one of those things.
Yeah.
I only went out with you. We didn't go out. I rode it for like 5 minutes
Yeah, you
up
actually-
at the cabin, and but that was fun. I want
You
to
did
definitely do
good
it again.
actually, because the bike you were riding was not an easy bike to learn on. You did really good, but I'm getting that one going too. But we'll definitely have to do some riding together. But yeah, the weather's turning. It's crazy. Like I was looking on one of these Facebook forums I got, and like normally up north there's still a lot of snow on the ground. Even up north, like by my cabin, which is 3 hours away, there's no snow on the ground anywhere. Not even in the woods.
This has been, knock on wood, this has been the greatest winter that we have.
Yeah.
I love Michigan during the spring, summer, and fall.
Yeah.
But every winter, I want to move. I
Yeah.
bring it up to Amber all like, can we move? Can we move? But this year, not once have I talked about it because it's been great.
Yeah, no, I'm getting there too. I still love Michigan. I mean, because like you said, the springs, the summer, the fall. I mean, there's nothing better. I mean, we live in a pretty good spot here. So, but yeah, other than that,
yeah, we got a good show. Oh, the other thing, I had to make fun of my wife a little bit for this. So last Friday when we went out, she went out and she bought me a shirt to go out that night, which love my wife to death. She buys majority of my clothes, and I can't complain. But she's at the store. She tells me this is the things that come out of her mouth I don't understand. She's at the store. She has a shirt. She's up at the register, and the girl that's helping her out sees that she has a man's shirt. She's like, "Oh, are you buying for your husband?" Amber, yeah. She's like, "Oh, well, I just want to let you know we have all these undershirts. These really nice undershirts. If you want to look at it for them." And Amber looks this girl dead in the eye and goes, "My husband's Italian. He doesn't wear undershirts."
You let that chest hair fly, baby.
And I do, and that's so true. But like, why is she going
She was
up down?
probably like quick with that too. She's like, nah.
No undershirts are allowed on my husband. Forget about it. Chest hair only.
Yeah.
So I just had to throw that out there, like, and because she like calls me after, she goes, "I don't know why. I could have just said no, thank you."
You're right.
And just moved on about my day. Like, he's Italian. We don't allow those.
You're probably sitting there with pride. You're like, yeah, that's right.
I was like, hell
That's
yeah.
right. I got a quick. We're talking about our wives and fiancés real quick. I got a quick. Actually, maybe I can get some feedback from people too. So we're trying to come up with a hashtag for our upcoming wedding, and I mean, Megan and I probably sent like 100 back and forth yesterday, and some of them were just silly and stupid. Like I remember I did one. I said, like we were getting frustrated with each other. I said, how about just hashtag wedding? You know what I mean? And then
plain and simple.
Right, yeah. And then another one was like hashtag please leave by 11 or something like that. But then I really liked hashtag dirty does the deed. And then Megan's like, we liked it, but then she's like, no, but deed means,
Yeah.
And I was like, it does? And she's like, yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, you can't really do that. I was like, this is a wedding. And she's like,
What about hashtag stroking? I mean,
that just gets right to the point.
You are known for singing that song,
Yeah.
so I mean, everybody knows it.
Yeah, right?
Go with that, Megan. Hashtag stroking.
Yeah, there it is.
Everybody vote on that one.
That's it. Anyway,
you guys are screwed now for your wedding.
they're going to be flying in. So, anyways.
Oh, my God. All right, everybody. We got a good show today.
We do, yeah.
After our little shenanigans.
We hope you're still with us.
We're gonna go around the D again. We're gonna bring back some Lions and NFL talk, and we're gonna get into some of our favorite ballpark stadiums.
Yep.
We've taken some trips together.
Yep.
We've both been to some other stadiums without each other. We're gonna talk. We got a lot of funny stories to go. But first, I have a surprise.
No.
I have a surprise.
I'm ready. He's going to his backpack. I don't know what he's pulling out.
Official merch swag, baby.
Oh, we got hats.
There you go.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we're like famous and stuff, right?
Look at that. Look at these.
Are we cool? We're cool, right?
Nobody can see us, but I think they look good.
Wow.
I think they look good. So these are from our friend Victoria English. She has her own little laser printing company. So
Okay.
shout out to Victoria. Thank you very much. And
Does she have a company name?
no, not yet. She
Okay.
just started, but maybe we'll get something. We'll
Okay.
get something posted on Facebook for her. Give her a shout out. So if
Hell
anybody
yeah,
needs
thank
any
you.
of these made, but yeah, these are cool.
These look great.
Yeah,
Wow. Holy crap. Okay. How cool. I'm
a little surprised to start the show.
like, I don't know if I can continue now. I'm like, all right, let's do our best.
Okay. All right. What did we say? We're talking ballparks.
Yeah, let's just get right into that.
All right. Well, there's 30 stadiums now. How many have you been to so far?
I've got 6 MLB stadiums that I've been to so far. I think you got me beat by a few.
Yeah. So I've been to 11 total, but 2 of them don't exist anymore.
Okay.
I think we can both say Tiger Stadium.
Yep.
Right. Love that place.
Yep.
And then the other one was Candlestick Park in San Francisco. So another throwback. Went there when I was a wee little kid. I don't even know how old I was, but my parents know all the stories about it. But yeah, that was cool. But yeah, I've been to 9. So like I said, Tiger Stadium, Camden Yards in Baltimore.
Yeah, I hear that one is like a must see.
So before I go, that is by far my favorite stadium.
Yeah.
Listen, I love the Tigers. Tiger Stadium was great.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. I have nothing bad to say about our home teams. Comerica Park is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But Camden Yards, by far the coolest stadium I've been to.
What about Camden Yards really sticks out to you? Is it just the architecture?
It was like, how do I say it? It's not a big stadium, right? I mean, obviously you have the field is at their dimensions, but the stadium, it's kind of more intimate for a baseball game, right? And then they have the warehouse out over in right field, which is cool, and it's just a lot of new but also historic features to it.
Yeah.
Right. I know a lot of ballparks are doing like the little museum things inside. They have that. I just really like that stadium. There's just something about it. It was just nice and clean and cool. Downtown Baltimore is also a cool area, but Camden Yards, by far, my favorite park that I've been to so far.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard that one by multiple people, how cool that place is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've also been to Petco in San Diego.
Okay.
That is also another awesome stadium.
I can imagine
It's
that.
one of those ones, a couple of them have them now. They have a pool out in, like, what is it, right center field. I don't know how you get into it, but people are out there swimming and stuff. My dad and I went to that stadium a long time
Yeah, I'd
ago.
like to know how you get in there and then get a rum runner or something.
Yeah, for real. Just chill out there in the pool, watch a baseball game. That sounds great.
That sounds great.
Progressive Field in Cleveland.
Yep. Both you and I have both been there.
That's one of our trips.
That's a good one. That's a good ballpark.
They have that really cool museum thing that they do, like, kind of under the stadium over by the bullpens, if you remember.
Yeah, that's what sticks out to me about that place. And then the bullpen, like, you're literally overhanging the bullpen.
Yeah, you stand right at the railing. We stood there and watched a lot of the guys warm up. Yeah,
that was cool. But it's like half old school ballpark feel with like the bleachers and the corridor kind of, and then the rest of it's like open.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So I don't know. It's got a blend of everything, I guess.
Great American Ballpark, Cincinnati.
Okay,
that was a good one. I was on a road trip down to Texas by myself, so I'd already been driving for like 5 hours.
Okay.
And I'm coming through Cincinnati right there, and I see the lights on the stadium. I'm like, I've been driving long enough. I'm pulling off.
Yeah.
Buy a ticket off some guy on the street for $5.
Yeah.
Went in there. They were playing the Rockies. Watched like 4 or 5 innings. Had a bite to eat. Right back on the road. But that was awesome. Just saw the lights on. I was like, I gotta stop.
I'm going. That's cool.
Cool park.
Yeah.
Very cool park. We went to PNC together in Pittsburgh.
Yep.
That's a cool stadium.
That's a really nice stadium.
That is another
awesome
top
location.
stadium that I've been to.
Right next to the river there, and
that one may have that we've been to, or that I've been to. Camden Yard's great, but PNC may have the best backdrop.
Yeah.
That we've been to.
Yeah.
With the bridges and the city.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Tropicana Field in Tampa Bay. Sorry, Tampa Bay. The worst stadium
You can tell just even watching on the game that it's bad.
ever. It is horrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think everybody else knows it.
That's a shame too, because
You're in Florida. You should have an awesome stadium.
Tampa, right? Like, and have a nice outdoor stadium. I get it; it gets hot there, but suck it up.
Yeah.
They should have a nice stadium. They have a good team. That's unfortunate, but they are getting, I think, something new here in the next couple of years.
So
right?
when I was living down there,
They were talking about it then?
This was, I was 21 to 23 when I was down there, so we're like 15 years ago. They had the master plans all over the the city and stuff of what the stadium, and they
bragging about it.
They never did it, but the design that they had was awesome.
Yeah,
it was really cool. It was the stadium. I don't know. You can probably go out there and find it online. It's the stadium, right? It's outdoor, but because it gets so hot down there, they didn't have a retractable roof. What it was a retractable awning.
Oh, that's cool.
That like swung across the field, and I thought that was really cool on the their drawings that they had made up. But that was cool. And then we went to Wrigley together.
Yes,
that was phenomenal.
I was looking at all those pictures again today. That was awesome seeing the stadium. I remember when it was packed. It was a beautiful day.
That's just
Wrigley
one of those
stadiums.
Yeah,
you got to see that one.
That one reminded me of Tiger Stadium a lot because you walk in and that's the one thing that I loved about Tiger Stadium and Wrigley does the same thing is you don't see the field.
Yeah.
You walk in, you're going around this old school corridor.
Yep.
And then here's my section. You walk out and it's like,
yeah, exactly.
And you see the field. And I do like the updated stadiums now because like you can see everything from the streets and as soon as you walk in, but there was something about that as a kid walking out and seeing the stadium. Wrigley, that's how they are. Then we went to the other Chicago team.
Guaranteed
rate. That was okay. That's not a bad stadium.
Yeah, it's nice, I guess, but it just doesn't. Nothing about that place really stood out. You know what I mean? Nothing about that place really stood out.
And then we have Comerica Park.
Yeah.
And they've done a lot of cool things to Comerica Park. I thought for a couple years we were getting kind of boring. Mm-hmm. But I noticed last year they opened up a lot of those like bar areas that you can watch the game out in the outfields. They got like picnic tables, cool places to chill. I don't know if it's still called the Pepsi Porch, whatever they call it now. But up there they got the bar and restaurant up there that you can watch the games from. So they're doing a lot of cool things with Comerica. And we got a new screen this year.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I seen the pictures of them bringing that in.
What is it? It's supposed to be one of the biggest ones in the league, I think.
That's what they all do right now. It's just like bigger is better. Let's just show off.
How can we upstage the next team?
Exactly. Good luck competing with Jerry's World in Dallas or wherever.
I was watching. Since you brought that up, I was watching. I don't know, some show. First Things First or something. I don't know. It was on like Fox Sports 1, and when I turned it on today, they were talking about the Cowboy Stadium.
Yeah.
And their tight end was talking about how in their workout room, it's all glass, and they walk tours through there. And he's like, it feels like a zoo. The people are walking by. He's like, they're tap on the glass.
And they watch you?
And they watch them work out.
That's
and
weird.
It's funny that you said Jerry's World because I saw that today when I was watching some sports. And, I'm like, that's got to be annoying to be an athlete actually trying to get your work in.
Yeah.
And here comes all these fans. I mean, it's cool for the fans, but even me as a fan would be like, all right, maybe.
Yeah, it takes the human element out of it. You know what I mean? It's just like these people they're not humans. They're for just strictly your entertainment now. And it's whatever. That doesn't surprise me, really.
Have you seen the new drawing for the new Oakland A's field?
No, but aren't they moving? Are they moving to Vegas?
Well, yeah. So they'll be the Las Vegas, but their new stadium is. I know nobody can see this, but I'm gonna pull it up real quick so you can get a quick little gander at this. Let's see.
It's funny how they legalize sports gambling now, and like all these like historic franchises, you know what I mean? The Raiders, now the Athletics.
I can't believe I would be so pissed off.
And I know the Vegas hockey team was an expansion team, but it's crazy. They ended up winning they won a cup, right? Yeah, they ended up winning a cup, and it's just crazy.
Here's
oh my god,
rendering of the stadium. So you guys go online, look up the new Las Vegas A's stadium. It's super futuristic looking.
Yeah, it's like it almost has like multiple halos overhanging it, and it's see-through.
I mean, I'm not surprised with Vegas.
Yeah, right. There's tons of money there.
But anyways, with all these stadiums, we've done a couple trips together to these, and
we have. I would add to that list, but I can't because all the ones you listed, we've been to together. We have. Yeah, we've been to together.
Have you been to Tropicana, right?
No, I haven't.
The guy that goes to Florida all the time hasn't been to Tropicana
I literally have a
Field.
portal from in my basement to Florida all the time, and I have not been to Tropicana Field.
I mean, you're not missing much.
No.
But you got to get the check mark, right?
Yes, I need to add it to the list.
We gotta get our baseball trips back on. We haven't done it in a few years, but
Yep. What we were doing for a couple years in a row was we 3 years in a row.
yeah.
So the first 2 years we did trips 3 years in a row. The first 2 years we would do a minor league ballpark, and then the next day we would do a new MLB. So the first year we did the Mud Hens, and that year just you and I went.
Yes.
That was the first year. Just Mike and I went, and we did the Mud Hens, and then the next day we went to Cleveland for Progressive Field. And I will say, as far as I was trying to rank the trips, that one's one of my favorites because it was easy. It was fun. Like, even Toledo was a good time. I remember going to Toledo and having a good time. You know what I mean?
It was a good time.
The hotel situation we had was awesome because our hotel was literally looking right over the field. We could watch the guys.
It was like
warm up.
we were in like center field.
Yeah.
And you could look right down and
didn't they do the fireworks? Didn't we watch the fireworks from there too?
the fireworks, they were shooting off right in front of our window.
Yeah.
But I remember when we checked in, we were like, all right, let's open up the window, and we're like, holy crap.
Yeah, the field's right there.
They're warming up. We could watch the warm-ups
Yeah.
before even going there. Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, Toledo was a fun town. We had a good time. A little too much fun probably, but
Well, Cleveland's where the little too much fun
the
came in.
shenanigans started there.
But it's not our fault. Okay,
No.
we're in Cleveland. We go to the baseball game. Good game.
Yep. We get there. We get down. Well, we were staying in downtown Cleveland.
We stayed right in downtown.
at the Radisson, I think.
Yeah, we were right across from where the Cavaliers play.
Yep.
So we go to the game, have fun, no big deal. We go to the Clevelander afterwards.
After the game, yep.
Yes. All right, I'm going to have a couple pops. We're going
Yep.
to hang out. Next thing you know, this bartender that's there, she's really nice. A couple pops, a couple more pops. Doesn't charge us for a thing.
We had yep.
Almost the entire night.
Zero tab.
Zero tab. I don't know if she forgot. Maybe she just thought we were so good looking that our money was no good to her. That's what I'm going to go with.
Yeah.
But which is funny because so now we get, all these free drinks, and then we go back to the hotel because let's order some pizza.
Yeah, I'm notorious for eating late at night. If
Yes.
I'm on vacation, I got to cap it off with either some Taco Bell, some pizza, something greasy, and yeah.
So I remember we walk into the hotel lobby and we're like, we asked the front desk, is there anywhere we can order pizza? Because it's pretty late at this point. They're like,
Yeah.
yeah, here's a place right here. We go
Yep.
up to the room, we order the pizza. Next thing you know, it's 8, 9 o'clock the next morning, whatever time we woke up.
Didn't we get pizza?
Look at my phone. I have, 12 missed calls, a couple of different voicemails. We ordered a pizza. We were those guys and just passed out.
Forgot it.
And forgot all about the pizza.
Yep.
The guy called. He's down in the lobby calling us, and voicemails were. He was pissed. If
Yep.
you want your pizza, you got to come to the place and get it now. And
Yep.
we felt really bad for it. But I mean, it's
Would you call him in the morning like, hey, is that pizza still around?
so kind of an ass thing to do, but whatever.
It happens.
It was funny,
Yeah.
and now it's just kind of become a joke anytime we go anywhere. And
We got to make sure we pick up the food this time.
Cause don't fall asleep when you order pizza.
Yep. Oh my God. Yeah, no, that was a good time. Cleveland. I took Miles, Jackson, and my mom and Rob. We went to. Actually, I took Luke too. We went to Cleveland this past summer, and I took him to an Indians game. We stayed the night, and we had a good time. Cleveland's a fun little town.
Cleveland it is fun.
It's a good ballpark. We had a good time.
I really only been there that one time when you and I went.
Yeah.
But we had a blast. I
Yeah.
mean, it was a cool downtown area.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing bad to say about Cleveland. I'd go back there again.
Yeah, it's fun.
Now I want to go back there and see a Tigers game because the Tigers weren't in town when we went.
No, yeah.
That's
We didn't see the Tigers either play, but Miles was eager to see another ballpark, and I think Jackson was excited to go too. And we took the kids, and it was a good time. Cleveland's a good time. We had I'm trying to think the place we went to. We went for lunch and this and that, but no, it was a good time. I go back there again.
Yeah. So then we went to, what was the next year? Was the next year Chicago or Pittsburgh?
No, the next year we did Erie, Pennsylvania.
No, thank you.
Yes.
No, thank you.
Let me give a little. We'll give a little.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
To this.
I'm about to go off on this city.
Yeah.
If you don't.
So we thought, like, okay, well, so next year we're gonna go to. We wanted to do Pittsburgh. So like, Pittsburgh was the center of it. We wanted to see the the Pirates play, and we're like, okay, well, on the way we'll go to Erie, Pennsylvania, because
it was on the way.
Yeah. Seriously on the way in. Erie is the AA team for the Tigers. So we were excited. Like, oh, we'll go see, the Tigers prospects and blah, blah, just go see Erie. And what was funny about that, we're looking up Erie because we really didn't know much about the city. And it said that, you're allowed to, it's an open intox city. You could go to a bar and have a drink and then.
And now at this point, now we have our buddy Sal with us on this trip.
Yep,
so we're all excited.
Sal.
Sweet. We're going to, because we drove into Erie. We're like, all right, let's
it's
go.
A new city to see.
Check into our hotel. Let's go get a beer and walk around the city.
Yes.
Let's go explore the city and have a beer at the same time.
Yep. It's not like that.
Not so much.
No.
Let me tell you.
Nope. The first place we get to, like,
first of all, we had to find a place that was open.
Yeah, we had to find a place that was open. This is like 2:00. Is this?
It was Friday. It was a Friday at like 2:00.
Because we got there the night before, and then
we did Erie Friday, and then we went to the Saturday Pittsburgh game.
That's right. Okay. Yep. And then. So we're trying to find it bite to eat. I'm like, I think all of us just wanted a burger, beer, and some French fries.
Yes.
Right? We just wanted a sandwich, some French fries, and a beer. And we finally found the place that's open. Okay, they have sandwiches, but like all the sides I had were either vegan this, vegan that, vegan potato salad, and I just
they had no French fries for any of us.
French fries. I don't know what like
the waitress. I don't remember exactly what she said, but she made a comment that they like. I don't know if it's the city or what was going. They don't do French fries. Mm-hmm. What do you mean you don't do French fries?
Yeah, Erie was Erie. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. No good. You can drive past that.
Yep. Yeah, just go right through that city. No offense to you, fellow.
If you live there, yeah.
Yeah, it's all good. Keep on keeping on. But
get your French fry situation together.
Yeah, get it under control.
That was ridiculous. I have it written here in my notes. No French fries.
No, yeah.
What the hell?
I was so pissed. I love my French fries. Some ranch dressing. So I think. I was back in the hotel because I couldn't take it anymore. It was just so weird. I'm gonna go home, go back to the hotel.
Yeah, it was good. We went to the game. I think we went out to the bar afterwards for a little bit, and then
we did have, the one thing with on the plus side, we did have really good seats at the game.
Yeah, we sat right behind home plate.
Yeah,
that was really cool.
That was fun.
We had a great time at the game.
Yeah, the game was cool. I forgot about the game. I keep skipping over that, but yeah, no, that was a good time.
So then the next day we go to Pittsburgh. And Pittsburgh, I wish we had more time in that city because Pittsburgh that was really cool city. Yeah. Not enough time. I mean, we were there one night. Pretty much got there, got ready, walked around a little bit.
Yep.
Walked over the bridge.
Yep.
That was awesome.
Yep.
I went to the stadium. Really cool stadium. The backdrop is beautiful.
Do you want to tell them about the bar you and Sal frequented, or should we just skip over that really quick?
So, Sal and I, we go into a bar, no big deal, sitting down, having a couple drinks.
I'm back at the hotel at this time. I'm about ready to go meet those guys.
Yeah. And Sal and I realize that we are sitting in a gay bar.
Mm-hmm.
Don't care. No big deal.
Yep.
But Sal has a guy sitting next to him, will just not stop talking to him. Hitting on Sal hard. Hilarious.
Yep.
Then we start kind of looking around and we're in a new place because Sal and I. What happened was we were walking around. We were trying to find a bar, and we're like, the next bar we see, let's just go in and grab a drink. We're waiting for Cuz. Let's just go in.
Yeah.
Of course, the next bar we see, we walk in, sit down, we have a drink, and
Yep.
yeah, Sal ran out of there pretty quickly.
I was on my way there, and you guys are like, yeah, meet us at so and so bar. I'm like, okay, I'm on my way. I'm walking. I'm literally walking. I'm halfway there, and then all of a sudden, I don't know if they called me or what, but they were like, abort, and then we ended up finding another place to go to before the game, which is fine.
Yeah, it's just it's hilarious. It's just really funny.
Good story to tell.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. But so, anyways, the game itself, like the stadium, the people, top notch. Like like you were just saying before the show, the backdrop to Pittsburgh was amazing. It's right on the river.
It's beautiful.
It's a beautiful stadium overall. The people were super nice. We met some people.
Yeah, those people were really cool. We had a good time. They were very welcoming. I mean, we weren't there rooting for. Again, it was another game that the Tigers weren't there. We just went. So the issue when you go on these road trips is it's really hard to line up when you're free to when the Tigers are in that city.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So a lot of this was let's just go and see the stadium and check it off.
Yeah.
So that's why a lot of these aren't the Tigers playing.
Yep.
So, we're not opposing fans coming into these stadiums, but even so, I mean, I think we all still had Detroit hats on and things with some type of representing the city of Detroit, and the fans were very welcoming.
Yeah, they were cool. We told them we're just here to see your ballpark. What I mean? I think they appreciated that.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah, we hung out with that one group out in left field for a majority of the game. They were. Yep. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, that was a fun city. I want to go back.
What was cool is you've been able to walk everywhere. We literally walked from
everywhere,
our hotel to the restaurants or bars, and then to the stadium, and then back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good trip.
It was a lot of fun. I want to go back and experience. There's so much more to do there.
I'd like to do a Steelers game. That would be cool.
Yeah, because Heinz Field's right next to PNC.
Yeah, not to get off topic really quick, but Mike and I did a Bucks game this past year, and that was another awesome experience. I'd love to do that again. That's a cool stadium.
Just seeing all these stadiums is so much fun.
It's a good time.
So then the next year we went to Chicago.
Yep.
No minor league team this year because they got two teams. Let's go check both of them off. And we had, 5 people go with? There's 5 of us total, I believe.
Yeah, there was.
Which is a lot of fun. I mean,
except 5 in one hotel room. I think one guy slept in the closet.
Yeah, one guy did sleep in the closet. And Chicago is, a bougie.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
I remember when we checked in, they were like, we shouldn't have had 5 people there. And they're like, you got to give us the names of all the people. And I'm like, okay, well, I gave because we had the trip planned and then people just kept adding on. Like, can I come? Or, can this person come? And no big deal, more the merrier. But this hotel was just very strict.
Yeah.
On who they were going to allow in. And you couldn't just walk into the hotel. You had to have a room key to even walk into the lobby.
Yeah.
Or not into the... If you walk into the lobby, you had to have a room key to get into the staircase or the elevator.
Yeah.
And they only gave 2 room keys.
Yeah.
I'm like, well... Cousin and I we're going to have one.
Yeah.
Because it was, we started these trips. And, and then... but anyways, we had one friend that slept outside for part of the night because they wouldn't let him in.
Wouldn't let him in, yeah.
And we were all sound asleep.
Yeah.
We'll get to how we didn't wake up.
Yeah, there's more.
Anyways, before these trips come with the most crazy stories for us. I don't know how they happen, but before we get to these crazy stories, Chicago, fun city. Most people here in Detroit have been to Chicago.
Yeah, big, huge city. Wow. That was the first time one and only time I've ever been there.
Really?
Yeah. First and only time I've ever been there.
So Amber's got some friends that live in Chicago. So we've been a couple times. Amber goes a lot more than me to go hang out with her college roommates.
Yeah.
There. So she's there a lot. So we've been to Chicago quite a bit. But it was cool because we stayed in Wrigleyville. And that was the first time I ever stayed there. Other times they're always either just outside or somewhere else downtown.
Yep.
And Wrigleyville was cool. You remember they had the... U of M bar.
Oh yeah.
Right next door to the Ohio State bar.
Right. Yep. They have a whole Big Ten section where it's all Big Ten.
Oh, that's right, because they had the Iowa bar too.
Yep. And
I remember seeing that.
This was during football season.
Yeah, because we watched the Michigan game before the rig
at the Michigan bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll never forget what's his name, Bill, the guy we were with. BG he likes to be called. He had a shirt on that says, because I was going through the pictures today. Yeah, it says something about. Because I think this is right when Hurricane Harvey and Irma were...
oh, my God. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. F. Harvey and Irma, I'm the hurricane.
Yeah.
Something like that.
He's a character. I love him.
Yeah.
I love him. So a lot of cool bars down there. And then we kind of talked about Wrigley Stadium. That was cool. Do you remember you and I were... Because we always buy the cheapest seats just to get into the stadium. Yeah. Because we just want to get in. We want to walk around.
Yeah.
But remember, we snuck up into the lower bowl section, and we were just standing there, and we tried to watch as much as we can. Then they kicked us out. They're like, you guys can't stand here. And we're like, these seats are awesome. It was like right down the first base sign, and we had to go up to our nosebleed seats, which were still good. It was still a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But I think it was a 1:00 game that we went to.
Yeah, it was an early game. Yeah.
So we probably got down, watched the Michigan game. We probably hit the bars at about 11:30 noon, had some lunch and stuff. So it was a long day leading up to the end of the night.
Yes.
Where
we ended up at a Popeyes, hungry.
Yes.
I switched it up this time. I wanted fried chicken, not my usual tacos.
Why do our stories involve food with you?
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway,
I mean, I do know, but probably goes into some deeper issues, but whatever.
So we're at this Popeyes, and I don't know. I mean, like I said, it's been a long day, and it's time to go home. It's time to go. We're ready to go home. For some reason, we refuse to call an Uber.
Yeah, we're gonna walk. We can do this. We're only a mile.
We
away
can
or
do
so.
this.
2 miles, maybe.
We have no idea where we're at.
No.
Now, smart thing would have been to call an Uber, maybe even pull up the maps.
Right.
But we don't. Call my wife.
Yep. Help.
Help.
Yep.
Can you guide us back to our hotel room? Yep. Why don't you guys take an Uber? We're not taking an Uber. Yep. I don't know why we were so set on not taking an Uber. We're not taking one. Amber pulls up.
Men being men with their maps.
Exactly. Pulls up the maps on her phone back here in Michigan.
Yep.
Give me some cross streets.
Yep.
Figures out where we're at.
Yep.
She's like, you're a mile away from the hotel. That's fine.
Oh, fine.
We'll get there just fine.
Right.
Guides us all the way into our hotel from the Popeyes chicken right outside the stadium. And it was just a long day. And it's just an absolute...
Yeah, it was.
I don't know.
It's a fun
shit show.
It's a fun story to tell, but
it is.
Yeah.
It is a fun story to tell.
That was a good trip. You know what? We kind of skipped over, but the night before we went to the see the White Sox plays.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the White Sox. Yeah,
and you know what?
That was nothing to really.
The thing is about that, like the Wrigleyville and Wrigley Field, like that was the highlight of that trip. We did go to the White Sox game the night before, and that stadium is just okay.
It's okay.
There was nothing about that night that really stood out. You know what
no, I mean we all had a good time. We enjoyed the game. We walked around, saw the stadium. Mm-hmm. There's not much to that stadium.
Yeah, I don't think the White Sox were very good at the time, and the Cubs at that time were really good. So I remember getting to Wrigley Field and like for that game, and it's a Saturday game. I get it, but like the Cubs were really good at the time. The stadium was packed.
Yeah,
and it had that feel of like kind of like how the Lions are right now. Like everybody's 100% in. And that's how it felt with the Wrigley Wrigley Field at that time because everybody was invested. And I get it, Chicago. People are a little bit more hyped up regardless, but it had that type of feel because they were finally good at that time. Yeah. So that was cool too. So it's always fun to see. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
It is fun to see as like an outsider when you go to different venues like that and to see how invested the fans are. You know what I mean?
That is really cool because we know how invested we are in our Tigers.
Oh yeah.
And then to see somebody else with a blue cap on and a red C.
Yeah.
Rooting just as hard as we root for our Tigers, and it is very
you
cool
kind
to
of see the fandom. You compare the fandom to yours. The one thing I know everybody says this. I get it. It's cliche, but Detroit fans, especially when the teams are good, they are the best. Detroit fans are the best. So I just had to say that really quick.
We are the best.
Yep.
Yes.
100%. Deal with it.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
What was funny at the time is you were right. The White Sox weren't good, and I remember we could tell because I think we bought our White Sox tickets. I mean, less than $20
they were
a
cheap.
piece.
Yeah, that's
and then
right.
the Cubs, really and we bought nosebleeds for the Cubs just to get in, and we were close to like $60-$70 or something like that. So there was definitely a difference.
Yeah.
And one is Wrigley Field, so like you're out. But
it's one of the chapels. It's one of the chapels of the MLB.
Yeah.
Yep. That was cool.
Yeah. So we had a lot of good times with our baseball trips.
Well, let me ask you this really quick. You've been to 11. What is one ballpark that like when you're like I got to get to this one? I've never been to this one. I got to get there.
I think this is gonna fall on the top of most people's lists. Fenway.
Yeah.
Only because how much longer is it going to be around? Mm-hmm. I never, I hate the Yankees. I kind of regret that I never went to the original Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, right.
Just to go there. I mean, there's so much history there, and I don't want to miss out on that with Fenway.
Yeah.
Now I know we had our trip planned for Fenway.
Yeah, that's right. We did. Yeah, that's right.
And that's the year that COVID happened, and we had to cancel the trip.
Yep, that's right.
But Fenway is. I want to go there. But then I want to go to Chase Field in Arizona.
Oh yeah. Okay.
The Marlins Stadium. I don't remember what their stadium is called, but down in Miami. I mean, these stadiums just look awesome because they're newer stadiums.
Yeah, they look really cool.
But yeah, I mean, you got to go to Wrigley.
Yeah.
Or not Wrigley. I'm sorry. Fenway.
Yeah.
You got to go see the Green Monster.
Yeah.
Before that's gone, because a lot of these stadiums are, they're not going to stick around forever.
No, I know. That's a shame.
Where do you want to go?
Fenway pops up, obviously. Where I really want to go is Milwaukee.
Oh yes, Milwaukee. Yeah.
Is that Miller Park or is it Brewers Field or I don't know the name.
Who knows what it is now?
Yeah.
It was
I can't remember.
It's probably I know it was Miller Park. I don't know who knows it. It's probably some new franchise.
Right. Yeah.
Name that they sold off. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's so many stadiums. I mean, there's a reason to go to every single one. I mean, because now that we're talking, I want to go see the Royals. I want to go see those fountains out in the...
Yeah, that would be a cool one. And I was going to say Camden Yards, too. I definitely want to see that one.
You got to go to Camden Yards.
Kansas City does look like a really, really cool
Colorado, just for the Rocky Mountains in the background.
Yeah, right, for sure.
All the stadiums would be fun to go to.
Yeah, Anaheim, that might be fun, too. That looks like a nice stadium. I mean, just take me in any of them.
Yeah, I want to check them all off the off the list
for sure. But yeah, good memories in some of these ballparks.
Yeah, we'll get back to it.
Yeah,
we'll get back to it and go see some more stadiums. Start crossing some more off.
Yep, and we'll have some more stories if we can remember them.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure we'll have some more shenanigans with our trips.
Yep, for sure.
Should we get it? Should we go around the D?
Let's do a little quick around the D segment. So we leading up to it right now, we got the Tigers. We actually got the Tigers game on right now, spring training. Not a whole lot to report with the
30 days to opening day. 30 days until opening day.
It's gonna be a beer before you know it. I know and this is like pretty much the case for all spring training. They're playing a lot of the young guys. The young guys are getting a lot of at bats, and that's good. And some of them are hitting pretty well. Jace Young's been playing a lot. He's been hitting pretty well. Mize had his second outing. He looked good too. Mm-hmm. He's holding up really well. That's a great sign. Maeda was actually pitching today. I didn't really get a chance to see how he did today, but his first outing, he did pretty good. The one thing I did read about him is his velocity wasn't quite where he wanted it, but
you can't blame him right now.
Yeah. Carpenter did return from injury on Tuesday. That's a very good sign. Those hamstrings, if they're worried, they're not going to play you. You know what I mean? If they're worried about that lingering, they're not going to play you. And
yeah, they don't want you to be out longer than you need to be.
Exactly. So him playing, he actually got a hit. But I think as soon as he got on base, they pulled him, probably for risk of.
That's fine, and and that's why spring training is so hard to really kind of analyze because they're not getting a lot of play time. They're getting in, they're getting out.
They're not getting in any kind of rhythm.
I mean, and the thing is that I was reading today. Job, right? One of our pitching prospects. He's up with the team. He's not going to play any spring training games, but they have those backfields behind.
He does simulated,
and all these guys are getting work, and we just don't hear about how well they could actually be playing.
Yeah.
Because they come in, they see some MLB pitchers.
They want them around the team,
right?
Yeah,
and then they go, and as soon as they leave, they go hop the fence and go over to the backfields and continue playing when they get pulled out of the game. So we don't really see. So I think when I was looking up, I think the most right now is 18 at bats, not including today, right? Which was I think Andy Ibanez, which he's actually playing pretty well this spring training. But 18 at bats, I mean, in baseball, that's nothing when they get 600 a season.
Right.
18 is nothing. So we don't really see what they're doing on the backfields where they probably they've swung the bat, they've had probably 100 at bats already.
Right.
We just don't get to see that. So spring training is kind of tough. But,
it's going to be interesting to see moving forward. Obviously guys are going to move around. They're going to, send guys to minor league camp here soon. And as it gets closer to opening day, your starters are probably going to get more looks and get more at-bats, more playing time, just so they can get into a rhythm leading up to opening day and that first series. I think they got their first two series on the road. And the Tigers got to come out, like we said in our previous episode. The Tigers got to come out and play well to start. So,
Or talk about opening day. How about Scooble getting the nod?
that's awesome. I think
Starting
that's well deserved.
opening day starter.
That's well deserved.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then he came out, I think it was the day after they named him. He pitched, and again, not a lot, but 3 scoreless innings against Boston. He looked good. He came out, made guys whiff on a lot of pitches.
Yeah.
He was looking.
He's going to be a strikeout machine. He's going to be good this year. I'm really excited to see him pitch, and opening day will be a lot of fun.
Yeah. I'm excited. The one thing I'm not excited about.
Is it our favorite fly swatting shortstop?
Yes.
Javi Baez.
Yeah. What is he?
0 for 12.
Oh.
6 strikeouts. And that was before today's game. I did not see him play today.
No, he may not be playing.
But he's 0 for 12 right now with 6 strikeouts. That's yikes.
Yeah. That's.
I don't know.
I don't even know what to say about him.
Yeah.
I just get him off my team.
Let's just hopefully he figures something out, but it's not looking good. So let's so we got the Wings right now. The Wings, unfortunately, have lost the last 3.
Ooh, took a hit.
The last couple of games have been pretty ugly. They've been without Larkin. He's been out 2. He's going to be out 2 weeks. Lower body injury. That's a shame. That guy's been through a lot this year.
Yes.
I feel so bad for him. He just plays so hard. You know what I mean? It's just it's a shame. Seems like a really good dude. They're still tied with Tampa Bay, 72 points, but I think they actually have 2 less games played than the Lightning. So
I think we're still a playoff team. I don't think we need to be too concerned as of yet. I wanted to point out that the last 2 games we played, those back-to-back games we played were against Cup contenders.
Yeah.
Right? Florida and
that's a good point.
Colorado.
Yeah,
we got rocked by Colorado, but they're legit Cup contenders.
Yeah, so is Florida. Florida's
exactly. That's right. Yeah, both those teams are have a chance to go to the Cup this year.
Yeah. And the Wings
but I also think it lets us know, and we know we were missing Larkin. The Wings aren't there yet. Well, I think we're a playoff caliber team.
Yeah.
I think we can get there. But I think those teams definitely put us in our place. We may be playoffs, but just be happy you make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And we got to start somewhere because, you're never just going to jump in and go straight to the Cup. So,
right.
I don't think there's concern yet.
Yeah, right.
But.
Right. No, I would agree.
We really got to pay close attention to the next, what is there, 21 games left?
Yeah, something like that.
It's coming down to the wire. They have to step up. And even though Larkin's out, the rest of the team has to step up and do their part.
Yeah.
Right.
And this is kind of part of it. They since the beginning of the year, the Wings are still 16-9. You know what I mean? It's just they just came off a 6-game winning streak.
They haven't won since they put the trash can on the.
Oh, that damn! Oh my God!
They haven't won since they got the new sponsor.
Get it off!
I'm not saying anything.
They need a Mike's and the Mike logo on there.
That's right. That's what I'm talking about. We're baseball fans, so superstition runs wild through my blood,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I didn't even think about that till I heard it the other day.
Yeah.
They haven't won since the trash can went on. It's not an actual trash can, but it's the company.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
Priority has not been the winning ticket lately.
It's all right. We'll get it. We'll get it turned around.
Yeah. The next on the list is our lonely Detroit Pistons.
Yeah, boo.
1-9 in our last 10. Is the season over yet? Where do they go from here? Who knows? It just seems like this. It's a shame where this franchise is at right now. They got the number 1 overall pick a couple years ago at Cade coming. You thought, man, we hit rock bottom already. We're gonna springboard from here, and it's just nope. We hit rock bottom again, and it's just who knows where we go from here. It just is not. It's not working. So.
Next. I have nothing to say about the Pistons.
Yeah. We can get into college hoops now. We got the Spartans.
They're still projected to be a number 9 seed.
Yeah. They won last night. They actually beat Northwestern. Northwestern's a pretty good team this year. And that was coming off a 3-game losing streak for the Spartans. So that's good. They got their last game on Sunday, regular season game, and then a Big Ten tourney comes up. You just never know with the Spartans. You know what I mean? They could. I know the last few years haven't been good to them as far as making a run in the tourney, but they could turn it on. So we'll see what happens. U of M basketball. I mean, they're like the Pistons. I think the only question is really, does Juwan Howard deserve and get another year? And I know you did some research about the contract.
Well, yeah. Somebody asked us in our comments. I think it was your future mother-in-law.
Yes.
Asked if we can even fire Howard.
Right.
We can. I looked into it. I mean, you can fire him whenever we want, but it does come with a cost.
U of M, if they want him gone, they'll come up with the money.
Yeah, so if they want him gone, if they fire him before June 30th, they will owe him $3 million buyout.
Okay, that's not bad.
After June 3rd, it's $2 million.
Yeah.
And then if it's like June 30th. So every year up to June 30th, June 30th, 2025. If they do it before then, $2 million. After that, $1 million. So it drops $1 million a year because they have to honor the contract or the buyout stipulations that are in the contract. So yes, they can fire him, but it's going to cost them something.
Yeah, and I think at this point he needs to
let him go. Let
him go. It's a shame, because it did start off very promising. He was carrying on kind of what Beeline did. Beeline really had that program humming, and it's just a shame where they're at right now. Another thing too that just happened was their longtime strength and conditioning coach resigned because of a fight that he had with Howard recently.
So just another issue that's been
a guy that's coming up the program for 15 years. You know what I mean? Probably a reason for a lot of their success, and he resigned because of some shenanigans that was going on behind the scenes, and that's a shame. So, anyways, Let's get away from that. Let's talk some fun stuff.
Let's get into some football.
We
haven't talked football in a few weeks.
Never, ever not talk about football, right?
Yeah. All right. So let's see. What do we got? We got a couple rumors. We got Goff possibly getting a contract. St. Brown getting a contract, possibly.
The Lions just signed Manuel Mosley again, which I thought was an interesting because he only played. It was a few plays last year.
One game, right? And not even a whole game,
Right. So I found that interesting. I don't know the details of his contract. I'm sure it's probably very pennies in the dollar compared to, you know what I mean? I mean, it's probably a low-risk signing. They did let Tracy Walker go, Jerry Jacobs, those are gone. So it seems like they're trying to, I don't think they're going to re-sign C.J. Gardner-Johnson. This is my hunch. I think they're going to try and overhaul the secondary a little bit.
Yeah, and they need to do something. You and I were talking before. I'm a little concerned. And free agency is still, a week away until that starts. I really don't know what to make of what Brad Holmes came out and talked about the other week during his press conference. Did he set us up to prepare ourselves to do nothing? Was he, you guys read between the lines? I'm going to go after and spend some money and get some guys. I don't know. There's a lot of rumors floating around Detroit, which is nice. I like it. Rumors are fun because we can play the what if game.
Right.
If a guy comes here, I don't want to see what we've done the last couple of years because Brad Holmes has not made a huge splash in the free agency.
Yeah, a lot of one-year deals.
Right.
Nothing. Right.
So I'm a little and I hope I'm wrong. Right. I hope we go out and we sign some really good players, and I don't know who that's going to be.
Right.
But some top name guys. It makes me very nervous that nothing is going to happen, and I think it might just be all the Detroit sports in general. Right. I mean, Tigers don't make any splashes this offseason, right? I mean, the Pistons, nobody wants to come here, but they can't draft anybody. They can't get any. The Wings did do some things this year, but even before all this, no big signings from any four of our teams in the last few years, I feel like. So it makes me a little nervous that we're just not going to do anything. But that's just me being concerned.
Yeah.
I hope for the best.
My thought with this is I did give this some thought, and I think if the Lions are going to make any type of signing this year, I think what they're going to do is they're going to sign if they're going to sign anybody make a high level signing. I do not think they're going to make that defensive line signing just because those guys demand so much money. They got to pay Goff, they got to pay Amon Ra. They got to set themselves up in a few years for Penei Sewell. You got
that makes sense.
You know what I mean? So defensive linemen, I think, other than like maybe receivers and quarterback, defensive linemen are right there in that realm.
So you don't see Chris Jones coming.
I do not see that happening.
That's a big rumor.
Yeah, I don't see that happening. I could be wrong, but I just don't see that happening.
Oh, it makes sense what you're saying. Yeah.
But I do see them potentially signing, just with the moves that they made, signing a name. Either safety or quarterback, which I think would be awesome. And then I think they go out and address a defensive lineman issue in the draft.
So a name that came up that I heard the other day for the secondary was the corner from Dallas, Stephon Gilmore.
Okay,
he's 33. He's a little older, but his name has been tied to the Lions the last couple weeks through the rumor mill.
Okay,
I looked him up. Wouldn't be a bad signing.
Yeah.
But again, it's going to be another 1-year deal. I mean, he's a little older guy, but he would bring some veteran status to this team.
Right, yeah.
Help these younger guys.
And he's not like old to where it's like, you know what I mean? Where it's just, you got 1 year and that's it. And I think the Lions their window for winning a Super Bowl is wide open right now. And it can close quickly.
Oh, absolutely.
They need to act now. And this is like a very unique year for them because they need to make the right moves to put them over that hump.
Well, they have a lot of money.
Yes,
54 million, right?
Which is nice. That's
a lot of money. They also have 4 draft picks in the first 100 picks.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I mean,
that gives them flexibility if they want to trade some of those. Yeah,
it does. No, so that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah,
another rumor that has come up, right? Because we're not going to see any of this come to fruition for the next couple weeks, right? Huge talk of the Lions trading the first pick. Now, I've read multiple stories from different sources that they're going to go up and they're going to go down. Would you think they're going to trade the pick?
You know, it's funny. Brad Holmes
and stock up on like second round, third round.
I could see them doing that because they've had so much success with those second and third round picks, or fourth round even too. I could see them doing that, but it's funny. Brad Holmes did make a statement a while back that he says he's kind of hoping that he doesn't get calls to try and move up. You know what I mean? To package picks to move up in the draft because he said it would be tempting. But I don't think he really wants to do that. I think, if anything, he wants to move back in the draft a little bit, maybe pick up an extra pick or two. That just seems like that's their philosophy. Just get as many guys as you can. And
yeah, I mean, it seems to have been working out the last couple of years for our draft.
For sure.
It's just really who are we going to go after? What are you looking to get into the draft? Is there an edge rusher? Is there a secondary player? Is there a receiver that you want to move up or drop back to get?
That dude.
This is all to be seen. I mean, I went through some of the mock drafts.
Yeah.
I went to like ESPN, Yahoo, NFL.com, and CBS. Some of the big names. They got the Lions all over the place. I won't go through all the names, but they got a defensive tackle, an edge, an inside offensive line, and an outside tackle between those 4. So nobody's in anywhere. And I know the mock drafts are BS. Nothing makes sense. But I'm looking through them. I can't even make an opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot of those guys from college, right?
Yeah.
So have to do more research, but
right.
I have no idea what they're looking for, especially coming out of these mocks.
Yeah, and you know what? The mock drafts too are just literally throwing just numbers on a wall. I mean, you know what I mean? Like hoping to win the lottery because it just doesn't. Nobody knows. They
really don't.
And
some teams, a lot of these mock drafts, this team needs this, but a team will go draft somebody they don't need it all because you're there.
Right. Let me ask you this. So with their, let's just say their first 2 picks, give me 2 positions you do not want them to see drafted? Because I can make an argument for offensive lineman, defensive lineman, linebacker, secondary help. I can make an argument for
I think the 2 that stand out that are the easiest to pick with don't draft a tight end, don't draft a running back.
Okay, right.
We got those.
Yeah. I mean, or quarterback.
I mean, it depends where they drafted a quarterback. If they drafted a quarterback like they did with Hendon Hooker last year, later in the rounds, I wouldn't be upset because is Goff going to get signed? I mean, nothing's happened. There's been a lot of rumors about him getting signed and what's taking so long.
I think they're going to lock him in. I really do. I feel pretty. I don't have any insider information. I feel pretty confident that they're going to do that.
Yeah, so it would be weird if they came out first overall pick and picked up a quarterback. Yes, that would be. I'd be like, what the hell are they doing?
With the 28th pick, or what are they, the 29th? With the 29th
yeah.
pick, the Lions select J.J. McCarthy, Michigan.
Holy, could you imagine if he fell that far? It's funny you bring him up, and we'll get to him in a second, but back to your question. I mean, I think obviously tight end, running back, we don't need. Those are really the only ones.
I would 100% agree.
I think
with
we need a receiver.
Yeah, we could use a receiver. Yeah,
and we're gonna need help on the O line because a lot of those guys are getting older and may not come. Not they won't come back, but they're not gonna be around much longer.
Yeah.
So you got to start backfilling them.
Yep.
Right.
That's the
defensive line. We need help.
Yep.
Secondary, we need help.
Yep. 100%.
I don't see anybody except for a tight end running back that we just don't need to get.
Yeah, the heart and soul of that Lions team is that O-line. So if they, and I know it's not going to look the same as it did this past year. So if they did draft somebody with that 29th pick, a tackle, offensive tackle, I would not hate that pick because I know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And then maybe with the second round pick, you take a defensive tackle that you feel like maybe you can work up like somebody that you can steal in the draft like they did last year with Brian Branch. That's possible.
Yeah, and you got to think guys like that, Brian Branch and Jack Campbell, are only going to get better. Exactly.
Absolutely, 100%. I think Jack Campbell is going to have a huge year. I saw flashes out of him. He had some rookie mistakes, but the dude is athletic enough, and he is playing a tough position. I do have high expectations for Jack Campbell's second year.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they're going to do. I think,
Gibbs and Laporta, Branch. I mean, those guys, wow.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be fun this year.
So let's talk about your boy, JJ.
Go Blue, baby.
Huge week.
Yeah.
Huge week.
He didn't even play any football.
Huge week.
Besides playing some catch
for JJ McCarthy. I mean, we're talking he is rumored all over the place. Top 10 draft. I did not see this coming. Yeah. I did not see this coming. Some of the Giants, the Steelers aren't in the top 10, but they're a talk to get them. Denver, and I went through it. Same thing. I went through the drafts. I got one of the drafts at number 11th to the Vikings.
Yeah.
Another one I saw was the Vikings were going to trade up to number 5 for him.
Wow.
I saw the number 6 Giants were going to take him, and I saw the number 8 Denver Broncos were going to take him. They said he had one of the best. Combines.
Yeah.
Thank you. This past week.
Yeah. As far as I've obviously watched a lot of J.J. McCarthy. I'm no quarterback expert, but, that's one position I do like to watch, and I like to watch the guys. At any time a guy gets hyped up a lot, I always kind of revert back to the no-doubters that I remember, like Andrew Luck and then Joe Burrow, when those guys came out of college. Like, you just knew, like, oh, my God, these guys, that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, J.J. McCarthy, he has the talent. He can, his running ability is actually very underrated. He's actually pretty quick for a runner. He's slight, though. He's not very big. But he's got a super strong arm. I mean, he can make every throw, super strong arm. Sometimes he would kind of get a little bit worked up and miss those wide open throws that were maybe 10 yards down the field. But then he would also thread the needle, like he had that throw against Roman Wilson in the Ohio State game, where you're just like, oh my God, there's nobody else that can make that throw probably. You know what I mean? It was just sickening. So he was a bit tough to judge, and Michigan was very, very run heavy.
I was going to say, there's not a lot of film on him. So for him to come into the combine and all of a sudden he's first round, top 10 possibly.
I would have said like a second round, like after winning the national championship, thinking, okay, this is a guy I would take in the second round, like if I wanted to.
I mean, at some games we're only drop back 15 times.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, that's nothing. Well, you can't judge anything off of that.
Right.
Not when you got some of the other guys from like Bama or Ohio State, they're dropping back 40, 50 times a game.
Right. You got way more data on him. Yeah,
exactly.
He's an enigma a little bit. I mean, I don't know. As far as drafting him 10th overall or wherever he's projected to, I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that. I just don't think he's shown enough.
But maybe he's one of those guys. You kind of always see this in college where you get some guys that are just so good in college, and then they just don't perform in the NFL. And then it's the other way.
Yeah.
He's okay in college. He was okay. And boom. Now you got he could a superstar.
Yeah. He could go that way because, like I said, he's got the arm talent. He can make all the throws. He's got a super strong arm. He can run. His mechanics look pretty good. It just, I don't think that offense, the Michigan's offense, Harbaugh's offense, did not allow him to ever really get into a good rhythm.
Yeah.
So
it's going to be exciting. This draft is going to be fun. And we get to go experience it this year downtown. That
is really cool. Yep.
It's going to be fun to see how this all plays out.
Yep.
But it's exciting to talk about football again. Get back into the NFL, starting to see these rumors. I like playing the what if game. Who could come here? What could we do?
Or how about just the rumors in our division? Like the stuff that's going on in our division with Kirk Cousins potentially leaving.
Yeah.
That's kind of big.
Justin Fields might be out.
Yeah, it's, the Bears got the number 1 overall pick. All signs are pointing to them drafting Caleb Williams out of USC. And then you just got Russell Wilson getting released, and they pretty much just had to pay him his full salary. So he can pretty much take a veteran minimum wherever he wants to go. So do the Vikings let Kirk walk? And then they sign Jefferson, and then they bring in Russ Wilson. I mean, our division is going to look a lot different next year, minus the Lions and the Packers, but like the Bears and the Vikings could look
completely different.
They could look a lot different.
New quarterbacks all the way around.
Yeah.
Right. New team. I mean,
everything.
I could start seeing those teams start breaking down, trading off some other pieces.
Yeah. So it's gonna be interesting to see. It's gonna be fun. Be a fun year. It's not gonna get any easier for the Lions, and I think the Packers are gonna be better. The Bears seem to be trending up, but if they're bringing in a rookie, there's gonna be some growing pains. The Vikings, who knows? But the Packers are gonna be a pain. They're gonna be a pain in the ass.
It's gonna be exciting in the next couple weeks. I believe next Friday. I think next Friday is when free agency starts.
Yeah, is that
for
the
NFL? Yeah, March 14th or 13th, something like that.
There's a lot of guys sitting out there.
So a lot of guys. So it's gonna be exciting to see what happens.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's the NHL trade deadline. So next week we could have some big news to be talking about here. A lot of guys possibly being on new teams.
Yep.
Or not. Hopefully we see some big splashes. The Lions and Red Wings step up and make something happen here in the next
for sure.
day in the next week.
For sure. Yeah. A lot to it should be a lot to talk about next week.
Yes.
On that note, you want to wrap it up?
That's gonna wrap it up. Mike on the mics.
All right. Thanks everybody for listening.
Thanks for listening. We appreciate all of you.
Yep. Have a good night.